What is up, YouTube? This is my first YouTube video. This is going to be a channel focusing on Bitcoin and the crypto space in general. So if you're interested in that type of content, feel free to subscribe and like the video. So let's hop straight into it. So before we take a look at Bitcoin, I wanna look at my favorite coin in the whole world, Dogecoin. Holy! I was trading Dogecoin at 0. Honestly, it was somewhere around here. And man, what the hell just happened? Elon Musk has sent Dogecoin to the moon. Will we see a $1 Dogecoin? Honestly, I have no idea, man. Honestly, I have no idea. Like I had called a 1 cent Dogecoin because I had bought at 0.004, no 0.003 I think, um, and I had sold all the way back in like the February pump. I had sold at about 80 cents. But what the hell just happened here, man? Pretty insane. Pretty insane. So all season is here. I hope you're buying up some tasty odds. And let's go. So taking a look at BTC USDT, let's do a quick top-down analysis. So obviously we've seen a couple of, well, not couple. I'm going to say an insane bull run. And are we in for a correction soon? I would like it because I just want to buy some more Bitcoin, but it just keeps pumping, man. Like how am I supposed to buy Bitcoin for cheap when everyone keeps longing the tops? Um, anyways, let's look at some key levels that I want to take a look at you know, this month, this week. So we have our monthly open, which is obviously 58, here, and we need a close above to still be bullish. But I would like a correction soon, but the market doesn't. But again, obviously the market doesn't care what I think. So next, I would say another important, on this time frame, there is also a Fibonacci expansion from a Fibonacci extension from the lows of this bull run, the 2000 to 13,000. That was the first impulse bull run before we fell back down with the COVID crash, and then we had a massive bull run that is still still going on. But as you can see, we are currently facing the against the 5.618 region from this high. The 618 number is I would say one of the most important numbers in Fibonacci, because so we know a lot of traders are going to be watching this level. But yeah, a lot of traders are going to be watching these levels. So it's always good to be aware of the levels that are ahead of us. Like if you think of if we don't have this extension, well, where are we going to reject off of? If there's no support, no resistance above this area, what are we going to do? So it's always better to have a plan ahead. And say if we cross this, and then we're going to be rejected off of 74, 725. But first, let's go level by level and say right now we are being rejected off of the 5.618. If you look at it on a weekly aspect, the last time we were being rejected off of the 618 from this, from this low to this impulse high. Well, if you take a look at this is pretty accurate. 61,856. I'm pretty sure I'm like $2 off there. Sorry guys, but well, it doesn't matter right now. But we have two fib. So that's my first area is 64,000, and my other area is 62,000. So these are obviously high levels of resistance. So and that's why we can see a lot of sell pressure here, especially at 64, because this is the first time we are in this area. And these are just two areas I'm going to mark off as resistance. So be aware of this. Well, you don't just blindly go, hey, I'm just gonna go long on 64,000 because I like it, and then tomorrow you end up with a huge loss. Because what I've noticed is people love going long at this and not going long here. Like as soon as we come back for a pullback, instead of thinking of a good opportunity to long, everyone's just shorting here, and then they short these lows and then they long the top. Like what are you trying to do? Are you trying to make money? Or now moving on to the weekly levels, we have a weekly level support around here at 55,000. So if we do test the monthly, and so now this week, what levels am I looking at? I am looking at I'm looking at this, the weekly here, 60,000, which you can, which if you see, we bounced off of just now, and we are currently testing, but we are bouncing off of this weekly, and now we are up against the daily, which is here. So if we take this with a definitive close above, I would say we are pretty bullish right now. But you could, if you see, we bounced off of this in the 4-hour chart. You can see it better, I think. Yeah. So you see, we've fallen down some liquidity from this area, 60,000, and now we are up against the daily level. Yeah. So one scenario I see right now that has a possibility of playing out is taking this Fibonacci from the low to high of the impulse on a daily. So we can see there's a 618, and also we got to be aware of this. There's also a 66 region here. 66 is also a Fibonacci number, but it's just not as used. But in, I've been seeing it recently been respected a lot, so I'm just going to add this here. So I think this is going to be a one scenario. Let me just show you this. So in case there's a weekly there. So we have obviously our ABC wave, from the top here through the weekly. Then if we reject off of the daily, we can see a correction back to the monthly around 58,000, and then another, and then that could be scenario A to take these highs, to take these highs with the good close. But I would say this is scenario A, number one. So keep this in mind, because we also have a 618. If you didn't get a chance to long here or long here, this would be a really good opportunity to go long on a monthly level support, a 618 region. Plus we also have the point of control. There you go. So we have the point of control of this area over here. So as you can see, look at this large volume spike. There's been a lot of volume exchange here. So this would be a really good area to long, because you have a lot of support here. But yeah, I would be interested in this area if it hits. So this would be one, right? Another scenario that I can see playing out is a impulse B with a correction off of the weekly, and now a close above the daily. Now, if you know what swing failure patterns are, you 1 second. Yeah. So a swing failure pattern basically means, we need to close above this with a strong bullish momentum, not a candlestick which is like this with a huge wickup. Like, we need a definitive green close for this to be a bullish uptrend. So I would say if again we see like a lot of sell pressure here, off of the 618 of this, again sell pressure. I would say that's a weak sign, and that means we would be in for a deeper correction. So again, the two scenarios that I can see playing out now is number one, a bullish from the ABC wave, a impulse correction impulse off of the weekly to to take these highs basically, or another scenario that I can see is a corrective wave A, B, C getting rejected off of the daily into a monthly and our 618 region. So well, I mean, you could always yeah. So A, B, let me just make this right. So an A, B, C wave, corrective wave into the monthly, and then a bullish momentum from there. Then a bullish spike from there. But we're just gonna have to see how the weekend goes, because usually I don't trade weekends because the volume is really low and it's extremely difficult to trade. But yeah, it's been pretty good. So that's been my analysis so far. And today we obviously, from the fundamentals aspect, we obviously saw a lot of bearish news for Bitcoin. And if you see on the 4-hour chart, we've dumped quite hard actually. We've rejected off of the daily, and we dumped quite hard onto the weekly. So I do not think there is going to be momentum for Bitcoin to make these highs. But if it breaks above the daily, I would happily trade this range. But until then, we got to follow what the fundamentals tell us. If the fundamental gives me a little bit of a bearish bias, but if we still break above, I would not expect it to break above these levels. But hey, man, this is the crypto space. This is so unpredictable. Like, come on, who predicted this? Who predicted this? I predicted I predicted Dogecoin at 1. That is it. 1, 0.1 was my cap. I was actually going to be short Dogecoin from here, but mm, this is why I don't short Dogecoin. Like, I tried it once and then I got completely wrecked, and whatever. So if you want to look at a couple of other altcoins, I feel like BNB this week has some really good potential because we have a lot of, Binance coin is probably one of my favorite coins because it's extremely strong fundamentally. We have the Binance Smart Chain, and obviously, today I was looking at Twitter, and what is this? This Binance coin actually the token just got burnt today. So when tokens get burnt, we know that a lot of basically the supply of the coin reduces, hence making it more valuable. So Binance today burnt $500 million worth of BNB, and if you're a BNB hodler, this is amazing news for you. And I would honestly just take, you since we've seen a huge retracement today on BNB with Bitcoin dumping, Binance is also dumping. So I am personally looking for an area to go long off of. Okay, so let's do a quick top-down analysis of this as well. So obviously we've seen huge bullish momentum from BNB, and honestly longing these stocks is a bit too risky for me. So I would rather long a retrace. And we have our high and our all-time lows, from on a yearly chart. But this is a strong level of support in case we fall back from here to here, which seems pretty unlikely. Now that they've burnt a lot of tokens, and again there is a lot of bullish momentum on this coin. But we've seen huge moves to the upside in the past as well, like a huge move with the consolidation phase and a huge move again up. Now what I think is, let me show you a fib retracement off of here. So you take the low to the impulse high, and we have our 6-minute region, which is coming around the 0.006 sats. So another retracement was this impulse to this high, and if this region holds, which it could, I would still buy it here, and if it falls back, I would just look at going back long over here. So those are, the major region that I would be wanting to long off of is obviously the 618, but we have to take into consideration that usually when altcoins are on a bull run, it is not as probable that they come down to 600, but if they do, it's an amazing opportunity to buy it. So I'm just waiting for a reaction to see what BNB is going to do. Right, so we have a couple of daily area of influences. I would say this is one, because we've seen a downside and then a buy up, and another one is here. Right, so now if you look at our Fibonacci, the main region I would be interested to buy is here at the 618, but obviously we have to wait till that time comes. Right, so those are two areas that I want to be looking at, is a 0.0067 or 0.0079. Now I'm going to watch and see how these areas hold up. But until then, the higher time frame is a weekly area which we just lost. We rejected off of, and now we are in the weekly level, the weekly open basically. There, so the weekly open, we just rejected off of that with a huge, a wick, the weekly wick, and yeah. So it is possible that we see a bounce at this daily. Now it's just, this is going to be the most high probability trade for me. So if you're, as long as your risk management is in place, and especially with altcoins, when BTC dumps, the alts dump really hard. So today, we tried to test the weekly, but obviously if you look at this, we've made a huge bearish candle, and we are now going to be coming back. I think most probably we're going to be coming back and testing this region. We can see a bounce off of 302 right now, and I would look at it, but there. So we can see this area of consolidation. There's also a fixed, a point of control. The point of control is right under the daily, so that's about 0078. So I feel this is going to be a better place to long, because this is obviously a very not really the best place to go long, because we've seen a huge move to the upside. It's a bit easy to lose these lows, but when you see consolidation ranges, that's a better you can at least, it's less riskier to go buy off of that. I am long-term long on BNB, so if this level holds, this would be a region I'm interested in. But if that area doesn't hold, obviously I would be looking at, what is this? Oh, right. So I mean, if this area holds this daily, obviously I would be, because obviously in confluence with the 618 and a consolidation range here, so I would be longing off of this. But if that area doesn't hold, I'm going to be looking lower to the 1 second. It's a bit confusing. So if in case this area doesn't hold and we fall, I'll be looking for another bounce after 618 here, which again, you can look at this phase. This is another consolidation phase before an expansion. So I think 2 or 3 possible scenarios here. You can see we've seen an A, B, C wave. Now it could just blow past this weekly, say A, B, C, and close above. If it does a swing failure of this high, and it fails to break above with some sort of momentum, I would say it falls back down to this region again, the daily. And if the daily doesn't hold, we would be looking towards lower lows basically. And I think they'll obviously we could bounce out the 0.5 again, but I would be most interested in buying the 0.618. But hey, if I see an opportunity before, I'm just gonna still buy it up now, because yeah. So let's see. So again, that is scenario A. We could go straight, bounce off the 382, bounce off this support region here, go A, B, C, or clear break off this weekly level with breaking these previous highs, and a bounce and a support from there. Or we could this could be a corrective wave again, A, B, C. And if we lose this daily, I am personally looking at the 618. Right, I'm looking at this region, the 618 region. So anywhere between this, I would say, if this point of control holds, or if this one of these two high volume nodes hold, because I mean, as you can see, there's a lot of volume exchange here. So the top one has more volume, and there's a lot of exchange here as well. So we're just gonna have to wait and watch and see how this plays out. But yeah, let's see. BNB has the I think BNB is gonna go back to mooning again. Obviously, we are in a correction phase right now, which is why I think it's more important to consider A, B, C to the 618. Like now it's just a waiting game. I'm just gonna wait and watch and see what BNB does, and based off of that, I'm gonna trade it. As you can see, obviously BNB is now the third top coin. So a lot of people are going to be, the eyes are going to go on BNB a lot, and it's relatively a pretty hasn't moved much in the past 7 days. It's only done 14% only within all season, and with a recent coin burn, I think we have more upside, especially the looking at right now we are extremely bullish. Our lows of the past 1 month were 277, 227. So it is obviously risky to buy at these levels and expect an upside. But you know, the more the supply of the coin gets burnt, the more the circulating supply gets burnt, the more valuable the coin gets. So now it's up to the market to decide how valuable it is. And we've obviously seen a huge um, huge bull run of this coin. And so if you have any altcoin suggestions that you want to see me do an analysis of fundamentally, because I don't really trade charts a lot. I'm not a technical analyst as much as I'm a fundamentals guy. Like Dogecoin, I knew it was going to hit $0.1. I never knew it's going to hit 3.0.37. Well, yeah. So if you have any other suggestions or suggestions for altcoins that you want me to take a look at, please feel free to drop me a comment down below, and I will do a chart and take a look at the fundamentals mostly, because I like reading about blockchain and technology in general. That's why I'm super long on BNB, because number one, it is the one of the best exchanges I've used compared to the all. They have a lot of volume going through them. I'm going to make a separate video on BNB, but yeah, let's go. I'm going to make a BNB video next and go down into the details of fundamentals of it and why I think it's a good coin. Hope you guys like the video, and hope you guys like the video. If you enjoy this type of content and my detailed analysis, please do drop a like down below. And I'm going to be posting BTC videos every day, and it's going to be quite in-depth and scenario wise. So if you want to stay updated, please subscribe to my channel. Yeah, there's going to be a couple of links down below in case you want to check out my Twitter and social media and stuff. And yeah, thanks for watching.